Welcome, NCCU Live for May 5th, 2021. Come on, Cinco de Mayo. Come on. I hope everybody is having a great day so far. This is Keon Brown in New York. I'm so grateful to have you here. We've got a great show for you today. We've got some amazing people that I know personally. I haven't seen them in person in a little while, but we've got a great show for you today. Let's bring in our first guest, class of 2004. Come on, Tia Todd Hudson. I think that's better right there. Hey sis, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, you've been on the show before. We always celebrate you. We're excited about. No, have you ever been on the show before?
No, my sister was.
That was that part. All right. Tell us what a domestic engineer is. I need to know what that is.
Yes. I had to do that for myself to put some respect on what I do. Okay.
So we'll know.
Yeah. Well, the term I got from a play that I was in when I was about 7 or 8. It's called The Tap Dance Kid. And the mother in the play was a homemaker, but her children didn't respect that title. They felt like she had no real purpose. Like all she did was cook and clean. And she just broke it down really nicely for them and told them that basically none of this works if I don't work, if I don't work it. And she said, when you think about calling me a housewife, remember that I'm not just that, I am a domestic engineer. And so when I started staying home with my children, I was like, let me go ahead and borrow that for a second, because it's more than just being at home.
I love that. Tia, love that.
You got to celebrate yourself, okay? You got to make sure you put some respect on yourself.
Come on, man. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to see you, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well and that you're doing a spin and put some respect on the work that you do and how critical it is for everybody involved.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically the future of your children. We'll tap into Happy Mother's Day soon, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
How did NCCU find you? How did NCCU find you?
Both my parents attended NCCU.
And
I had aunts and uncles who attended, cousins who attended, and I was one of those children who paid attention to all the things, even the things that I wasn't supposed to be paying attention to. And so I listened a lot when they would get together and talk about or reminisce about their time there. And especially during homecoming, it was like, this was where they began living. And I always wanted to experience that. And so when we started going to games and things with them, it was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to start my life. And so I always knew I wanted to go to Central. It's the only school that I applied to. And my mother told us when we were very young that we had to get scholarships, period. In order to go to school, we had to get a scholarship. And the day that she reiterated that to me in my 11th grade year, I was like, oh, okay, you got to get some work done. And it was as if God was working, because in my mind, even though my memory is probably sketchy, it was like a packet from Edmund Scholars showed up in the mailbox. And I was like, this is it. This is what's going to happen. And I got the scholarship, and the rest has been history. So it was always in the works.
You ain't had no choice.
I didn't have it was going, period. It was going to happen.
Now, first of all, I always got to shout out Montoria Andrews. She said, hey, line sister.
Hey, sis. Yes, that's the spring 2002. 23 knee deep. This is the Mother's Day show. I got one of my kids at the door like, mommy.
What you doing?
He just woke up from a nap. He's supposed to be asleep. I'm like, trying to get this timing right.
Oh, man. So I want to give back to what your favorite moment, or what's a memorable moment that you had from NCCU from our time? Because, we from the golden era, the 2000 to 2005, 6 era with Ammons, that's the golden era, I call it.
Yeah.
One of the moments that you remember so much?
Oh my gosh, of course, everything on the yard. I have so many. I'm gonna try to bring it down to, I remember one weekend I left to go see my cousins who were going to A&T. And I was like, I'm just gonna get off the yard because you're always there. I'm gonna go and try to be grown for a weekend. And I was living in Annie Day. And I remember when I pulled back up to campus, it was a full-blown cookout going on right in front of Annie Day. And I remember walking back from my car and seeing this, and I was like, this is amazing. And I was just looking at all it was beautiful. And I said, this is where I live. Like, this is the dopest thing ever, because I have to walk through they put it, they used to put it right there in the front in the Annie-Day lawn between the path and stuff. And I had to walk through that to get to my house or get to my room. And I was like, this is amazing. And we were all there having a good time, learning, growing. I just thought it was the most amazing experience. And that I remember walking across the campus, just listening to the music, bobbing my head like, yes, this was it. This is the right choice. But that is one memory that always stood out. And I remember the moment I made it a memory. It was like this. I remember the moment that it became ingrained, and that's. And then it happened like and it was like just randomly they just said, we don't want to be in the caf no more.
Exactly.
We just want to be in the yard. So
take us outside. Yeah, take
us outside. It's a beautiful day. Let's go outside and get some vitamin D. Let's do it.
I love that. I think that's so uniquely HBCU. I think only smaller universities or more family-oriented spaces are able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's a memory for all of us, I think. I want to ask you, as a domestic engineer, what is one thing that you are clear with your children about, as far as, there's so many things happening in the planet, but you get to be with them a lot. What is it that they are left with? What are you intentional about sharing with them?
Oh, that's a great question. I want my children, I've always wanted my children to be, even before they were born, I prayed for them to be self-advocates, but I wanted them and still want them to be people who have heart, or have a heart for other people, and understand that they aren't always going to be right. And that's okay. Like, allow themselves to be human, but allow other people to be human as well. So I want them to be compassionate. I don't want them to allow themselves to get run over, because what they say matters, what they do matters, and it matters beyond how they feel. And other people matter too. So I just want them to be well-rounded people who know how it feels to be loved and to love. So
I love that. Making sure they know that they matter. It took many years for me to get that said to me. Almost even going to Ghana, I had never heard that you belong here. They said, you belong here. Why are you going back? You belong here. And I was like, well, that ain't what they saying back at where I'm from. So
no, yeah.
Let me figure out how I can get back here, because I never really heard those words in that way. So I think, man, the mattering conversation is so pivotal, especially at a young age.
Yeah.
Man.
And I have 3 boys and a daughter. And so it's just, it's imperative for them to know that in the world that we live in, it is different from what it was when I was a child. And it's different from what it was when my parents were children. So this is going to be new for them, but they have to know these are core things, beyond what they can learn in school. It's just that they have to know that they matter, and that what they do matters in every aspect.
Absolutely. All right, Tia Todd Hudson, thank you for being here. You stick around. We don't want you to go anywhere. We've got Jasmine Crow. I think you may have met her as well. She was there during our time as well. She's up next, and then we're going to bring you both back so we can complete the show. All right, Tia Todd Hudson, class of 04. Thank you for being here, love.
Thank you.
All right. Wow, my classmate. Come on, Tia Todd Hudson. I'm glad that she was able to make it today. All right, our next guest is Jasmine Crow. She was actually a student government, I think, when she first got to NCCU. Man, I haven't seen her, talk to her since then. Let's bring in CEO of Gooder, Jasmine Crow. Hey, Jasmine.
Hi, how's it going?
Man, come through. This is like homecoming every week for us here.
I know. Super excited.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Just so proud of you, and this is our way of acknowledging our people, and just grateful for everything that you have done in your life so far.
Oh, thank you so much.
Man, go ahead. Sorry.
I said that feels great to hear.
Yeah, I mean, we got to celebrate each other. I think that, the spirit of this show was, I'm in New York, we see TV all the time, and we'll never really see, experts in our field, that look like us. And specifically, they went to North Carolina Central or HBCU grads, and why don't we just start our own? So that's what this is, NCCU Live every week.
Love it.
Do that. So look, You do amazing work. It all started with you, serving folks at a, food pantry type place, and you were seeing all the stuff that was, being served, bonbons and, or you said, what was it that you said?
There's ding dongs.
Ding dongs, ding dongs, and the stuff that you put on salads, and barbecue sauce. That's what we were serving folks. And
Yeah.
you said we got to do better, and it's really about logistics. Being hungry is about logistics, and you created an app. Tell us about Gooder, Jasmine Crow.
Yeah, so Gooder is a sustainable food waste management company, and we leverage technology to redirect surplus food from businesses to our nonprofit network, but also to get food to people in need. And so we've been around since 2017. We are operating right now in about 10 cities. Our goal is to be in over 20 by the end of this year, and we are really focused on ending hunger.
Amazing. I'm glad you are. I'm glad you, and you said, and I heard in one of your talks, you mentioned that people said that people were working on it,
Yeah.
or it's easy to handle this. People are working on that.
Involved. Yeah.
Right. You said like people ain't hungry right now. Like people like tonight won't have food. Why are you so passionate about this, and how can people support you in this mission?
I'm really passionate about it. I was feeding people that were experiencing homelessness and hunger really out of my apartment for 4 years before I ever started Gooder. So I started doing that in 2013. And I was just really connected to people that were experiencing hunger. Like I understood the pain, and I watched people wait in line sometimes for 2 hours just to eat when I was feeding on the streets. And when I researched food waste and learned how much food was going to waste, it really upset me because so many people were going hungry. It just didn't make sense. I think that's why I'm passionate about it. I also have had friends and family members that have experienced hunger as well. And I just think no one should ever have to decide if food is going to be a necessity in a household. I just think it should be a given right, just like water, like air. And, too many people are going without, especially people that look like us.
Yeah. How can we support you? What can we do to join in?
Well, we're definitely always looking for more cities to work with us, cities and counties. So we work with seniors and children, making sure they have access to food. So any introductions to cities or counties are great. Companies that you may work at that you see wasting food, businesses you support, let us know. We know, give us a referral, and all of that helps us get food to more people. Also, tell people that need access to food about us, because we definitely can connect them. We have a huge network of nonprofits across the country. So if you know anyone that may be experiencing hunger, keep it anonymous, let us know, and we can make sure that they can get access to resources.
Excellent work, Jasmine. Excellent work.
Yeah.
How did NCCU find you?
I attended an HBCU college tour. I went to school in Charlotte, North Carolina for high school. And so with communities and schools, I went to all the HBCUs really in North Carolina, but I really loved Central. Like that was just, when I went, I had a great time. I came back for like freshman preview around April of my senior year in high school, right before like official college signing day, and just met some of my friends till this day, like Brandon McEachern, and just so many people that I'm just still cool with. I met that weekend, and we just had a ball, and we were like, listen, we all coming back in August, and we all came back, and it was history. That one weekend really just changed my whole trajectory. I had wanted to go to like Howard, or I was going to go to other schools, but that weekend meeting those friends and just like us making that pact that we were all coming back in August, and we did, and we're still friends till this day.
And that's how they get you. See, when they get you on the yard,
it's a wrap. And I think Central might have been the only school that I went to that preview for. I really think so. In hindsight, I don't think I had visited a lot of schools, but actually going to the preview weekend, Central was the only one.
I love it. And I always say they need to do these things that you're talking about on Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays.
10:40 breaks. Listen, I
Chicken Wednesday.
That was my favorite day. I mean, even when I didn't live on campus, I would go back for Fried Chicken Wednesday. I never missed it, ever. And I don't think I've ever had better fried chicken, collard greens, and macaroni and cheese than when I was on campus. Any restaurant I've been to, no one's ever been able to replicate it.
And that's why I think they had we all believed that it was a family. The cafeteria ladies were our aunties, and the lady at the desk was our little auntie. It's family, so of course the food's gonna be good.
So good.
My only request as a non-meat eater is that now that they, offer, which they do, a variety of healthy options for, the health and vitality, the work that you do, Jasmine.
I haven't been back to the cafe in a long time, but I'm pretty sure there's got to be some vegan options in there now.
I don't know about vegan. I know they got some salads. You know what I'm saying? I know they got a salad bar.
Some vegetarian options.
Yes. All right, Jasmine Crowe, CEO of Gooder. Thank you for being here, class of 05.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Let's bring in our other guests, Tia, Todd Hudson. Let's bring y'all in. Look at y'all. Look at these Eagles. Come on, ladies. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, remember, I used to say this in the beginning, but it's a great day to be an NCCU Eagle. It's a great day to be an NCCU Eagle. All right, so I got a couple of things I want to share with y'all since y'all never met, right, Tia?
No.
No, nice to meet you.
Meet you too.
All right, well, since I got these powerful women up in here, let me just start out by saying, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. And, I have it somewhere, but it says something. I saw something earlier on Pinterest, actually, about a mother just being someone. Let me see. It's going to cover up our faces, but let me see if I can see it here. It's going to cover me up. A mother is a woman who loves unconditionally, leads by example, and puts others before herself. That's a mother. What do you think, Jasmine?
I agree. I mean, I'm a new mom. This will be my first Mother's Day, so I have a 3-month-old. But I definitely agree. Like, I think about her a lot more nowadays than I think about myself, and really just wanting to make sure that she's always good. And so I agree 100% with that definition.
What about you, Tia?
Absolutely. It comes with the territory. As soon as for me, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, it was more about what's going on with my child or my children, and watching them grow. It never turns off. It never turns off. So absolutely. I'll be tired as long as they're okay.
I know that's right. Well, we also have some breaking news. I'm graduating on Friday with my master's degree from North Carolina.
Congratulations.
That was just a segue into saying happy, graduation, season, class of 2021, North Carolina Central University, and everybody. Graduate and professional studies is on Friday, and then undergraduate is on Saturday. It's a big day. It's a big time. Achievement is so incredible, and I love the fact that I'm back at NCCU, and HBCU graduation is very, very special.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite pieces, and I'll ask you guys, my favorite part is after graduation or after these big, moments, there's always a reception at your local, in your department.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like incredible. That's where you have the formal stuff, but then you got to go and see your professor so your mama can meet your people. And I just love that. What's your favorite part of the formal processes of NCCU? Something that you enjoy? Tia.
Oh, I just appreciate getting that paper.
That part.
I appreciate that. It's wonderful to do all things. But when I graduated, when I went to my department I was a little hurried. I was trying to go ahead and get that and then go to the party that was going to be thrown.
Right.
But it was cool. I was really excited about crossing the stage. It really was just. Thank you for that. Let me go about my business.
Right. Send me my paper. What about you? What about you, Jasmine?
I definitely enjoyed going back to the mass communications department and just seeing all my professors and doing that last, I'm going to be around. I'm going to stay in contact. And I really do stay in contact with at least 4 of my professors that are still over there. And then even my former professor, Miss Ford, who's now a city council person in Durham. I talk to her often, we're always talking on, LinkedIn or Facebook. So I think that final, hey, I'm leaving, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And I'm excited. I'm going to be a commencement speaker for the undergrads on Saturday. So that's really exciting just to come back and see the students and, remember what it was like for me when I was in their seats, 15 and a half years ago.
Man, congratulations to you, Jasmine, commencement speaker on Saturday. Come through. I don't want you to give I do want you to give an exclusive. What can people expect from your speech? I mean, what can we give us a little something? There's something you can just give us that you're thinking about.
Yeah, I think what I definitely want to just tell them is like, my life wasn't planned. God's plan for your life can be so much bigger than what you can imagine. I think that's the biggest thing. I've done some really great stuff. I'm helping a lot of people. But when I was sitting in their seats, I didn't really know what I was going to do. And I didn't have a plan exactly. And I want them just to know that that's okay. As long as you just do the work, keep moving, great things can happen. And that's what I want to really leave them with.
Man, I'm going to stick around. Mine's on Friday, but I'm going to stick around so I can see Jasmine.
Come through. You should come on out.
That's exciting. And look,
tomorrow, so that should be great.
Yes, and let's just be frank. Only elite Eagles get to speak at commencement. So let's just acknowledge you real fast. This is a major accomplishment. I mean, you on this show, which I love, but you about to be the graduation speaker at our alma mater. Congratulations.
I just can't even. I mean, I'm still shocked about that. Originally I was going to speak last year, which would have been my 15-year anniversary, and then the graduation was canceled, and I just was like, oh man, maybe another time. And so I was really happy when they called me again this year and asked me to come out for both the 2020 class and 2021 class. So yeah, it's a special time. And these students, I mean, they had a senior year unlike anything we had, like no one could have ever predicted that there would be a whole pandemic. So they have persevered through something crazy, and they deserve it.
Indeed. All right, so guys, we're in our final 5 minutes. I wanted to just do a couple other things here. I want to talk about our summer reading. We have a summer reading. I hope y'all can see that. Summer reading. If Eagles, if you know anybody that is an Eagle, that is an author, we want you to tag them so we can read their book over the summer and have them on the show to talk about it. I know the SJ president that came after me, DeWeston Haywood, has a book. I got it right here. We're going to try to get him on. And so, somebody has a book, tag them in this.
Weston, I think, has a few books. That's like, one of my good friends. I think him and Temple, man, they're great people. I love him so much.
Here it is, right here. Bam. One of his books, Let Us Make Men. He's actually Dr. DeWeston Haywood here at Fordham University here in New York City. Let's get that clear. So if you guys know anybody, let's get them on here. We're looking for folks. Come on, alumni. Don't mess with Texas. We're looking for alumni in Texas. All right. Where are y'all? Tag a Texan. Don't mess with Texas. If you know somebody that's in Texas, tag them in this show in the comments. And also, if you know somebody in Illinois, we're looking for Illinois. Where y'all at? And I also have Washington, but I don't have the graphic up. But we're also looking for folks in Washington State. So Illinois, Texas, and Washington. We got some leads out there. So we're looking for more folks in those states. Clearly, we want to know where you are, wherever you are. There's over 40,000 alumni out there, 35 on LinkedIn, but only 1,500 are financial. So we're looking to really change that and curb that a little bit. So great. All right, so now we're going to go round robin and talk about one thing that you are going to do this week powerfully. What would you recommend people do this week powerfully? For me, I want people to give themselves grace. Grace is something that I'm dealing with right now, just grace, right? I'm not perfect, make lots of mistakes. I fail frequently, and I get to not take it personal, and I get to have grace and be powerful in whatever I do with the understanding that I'm not perfect. So that's mine. Jasmine, what do you think? What is one thing you'd share with somebody to do this week?
I think people should rest. I think that's the thing that I want to give people. Like, we don't think about how important sleep is to just our mental health and clarity. May is Mental Health Month. So rest. I'm with you on giving yourself grace, but definitely give yourself some time to rest and don't feel like you've got to do it all.
Thank you, boss. Right here coming from you. Thank you. And domestic engineer Tia, what do you say? What should we be doing?
I want people to see the self-care that already exists in their lives instead of feeling like they have to go out and do it. Find the parts of their lives where they can see how they're nurturing themselves. For example, when I'm sitting with my children and listening to them mature in their thinking, that's self-care for me. So it doesn't look like traditional self-care or what's been kind of trending for self-care. So I want people to see those good things that already exist in their lives and how that's going to build them up from the inside out.
Thank
So
you for
see
that.
the good that exists.
Yes. Thank you. Look, we're almost done. They sent out a save the date for homecoming, which implies that we may be in person come November. So my question is, what's the first food item that you're going to purchase once you get to the yard on that Saturday, Tia? Todd
I gotta
Hudson?
get well, I don't know if I'm gonna be there, but in my heart of hearts, I have to get a fish plate.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's pretty much the answer. I gotta get some hot fish. And I don't want the cold. So if it's getting low when I'm in the line, I'll just wait, until the fresh fish comes out.
Jasmine, did you say you concur? Or did you say you too?
Oh, 100% I concur. That's definitely what I'm getting.
All right. The people in the chat saying great answers. Fish sandwich, SAMMICH, fish sandwich. Got it. All right. We're in our final 2 minutes. We're going to go around and give our final thoughts. So I know that you guys gave, something that you want people to do, but this is the final thought, your final thought for this evening as we conclude. Let's start with deference goes to Tia Todd Hudson. What's your final thoughts tonight?
I just kind of want to piggyback on what she said earlier about the plan. I used to tell my students a plan is just a plan. And if it doesn't go accordingly, that's okay. I never thought that I would be home. The goals and things that I had when I entered NCCU didn't play out that way, but I've gotten so much more than I could have ever imagined by being here and being here for my children. So, trust the process. You said give themselves grace. Understand that life has so many twists and turns that you can't plan for them all, and that's okay. So just learn how to be resilient and learn how to roll and learn how to see what you can be doing and not limit yourself only by the goals you set forth.
Indeed. Thank you for that. Jasmine, your final thoughts.
Yeah, I would just say take it one day at a time, be really proud of yourself. We've all lived through, just like the students that I was speaking about, just a crazy year. So just take it one day at a time, give yourself grace and just be grateful and knowing that, this moment is the only moment you ever have for sure. So I always just tell people just to be happy for the now.
Be happy for the now. Come through. All right. Last thing I want to say. Now it's time for, I got to pull up the graphic. Y'all was going too fast. Hold on. Here's the graphic. All right. You guys ready? It's time for the Eagles Give Challenge. That's my echo. Challenge. All right. This is where we encourage our Eagle fam to visit eaglesgive.com and make a recurring gift to the university, right? So we ask our guests, right, if you'll make a recurring gift to the university in visiting eaglesgive.com. Tia Todd Hudson, will you make a recurring gift to the university for at least $19.10?
I already do. So absolutely.
Check mark.
Yes, check.
Yeah, already did it. Okay, commencement speaker Jasmine Crow.
Absolutely. And I'm also setting up a scholarship. So I'm really excited to be able to help other students fund their education at Central. So excited about that.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've got Tia Todd Hudson from 04 and Jasmine Crow from 2005 who are already, financially pushing and making contributions and creating scholarships for the university. Come on, go to eaglesgive.com for more information on how to do that. And you can also please join the NCCU Alumni Association wherever you are. NCCUalumni.org. It's $50 per year. And then also we'll get you connected with your local chapter in your area. Let me just make sure I got everything on here. Did I say everything? Kenza is the boss here, and I got to make sure that I say everything or I'm going to hear it. I think I got everything, Kenzie. Let me see. All right, cool. That's what I got. Guys, thank you for being here. I'm grateful to see you. Like I said, this is like a homecoming every week. I get to see my people. So thank y'all for being here, Tia, Todd Hudson, and Jasmine Crow. Remember that an eagle is no common, ordinary barnyard fowl. Thank y'all for watching. I see y'all on YouTube and Facebook. Everybody commenting, saying hey to everybody. Shout out to Tia. Shout out to Jasmine. Hey, Eagle fam. Fish sandwich. Great answers. They're loving tonight. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next week on NCCU Live. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Bye.